How are you? Hope you're having a great day. Super excited to talk with you today. Welcome to all the pursuers who are pursuing their purpose and finding success in it. Excited to have you with us today. I believe it's going to be a special show for you, as it is always. Oh, man. This is a topic that I am excited about, and it also scares me. It scares me because I know the value of it and I know the cost of it. I'm learning the cost of it. So, that being said, my name is Anthony Randolph, and I'm going to be success coaching you today. We're going to be having a conversation, so you can get down in the comments, or if you're listening to this at a later time, you can still comment if you're watching this on YouTube or podcasts, and reach out to us on our social media. And definitely would love to hear from you. So let's get into it. Disciplines show the path. Man, I thought of this thought today. This is the thought. I know what you believe by the disciplines you share. The disciplines you share show me what you believe. The disciplines you share show me what you believe. The disciplines you do show me who you really are. The disciplines you do show me who you really are. Man, that hit me hard today because I don't know about you. We've when we hear the word discipline, especially in the American culture, it is usually has a connotation of negative. Oh man, you're about to get disciplined. Dun dun dun. That being said, I want us to think of discipline in a different perspective today. Let's think of it in a positive sense. Think of the disciplines that you have currently. Like, what disciplines do I have? You have a lot of them. You have a discipline with the way you eat. You have a discipline with the way you think. You have a discipline with the way you exercise. You choose to do that. You have a discipline with the way you speak. You have a discipline with the way you respond. You have a discipline with the way you drive. Some people are disciplined. They've disciplined themselves to drive out of control, in my opinion. So we all have our own disciplines. And sometimes I think that we think we're in areas where we're undisciplined, we've trained ourselves to be undisciplined. That's actually a discipline. So if you look at anything that happens in life, it's usually not random. It's usually not random. Okay, if I want groceries in my house, I have to go to the grocery store, or I have to go onto an app and I have to order them. Okay, we're all familiar with that process. Now, ask the question: if nothing happens without a reason, then check your disciplines and ask why they're happening. Let's re-engineer that question. What disciplines do I have that are positive? Let's go there first. What disciplines do I have that are positive, that are doing well for me right now? So a discipline that I've recently started picking up is consistently working out and doing my best to master that. 4 to 5 times a week, just working out. And what you'll realize is, as you become more and more disciplined in that, it will become easier for you to say yes, or it will become easier to say no. Today I'm working out and I'm at a point where I'm like, man, if I can just get through this. And not that it's bad. Okay, let me be honest. It has moments where it's like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm doing this. With that, I know the feeling of how good it feels to complete it. I know what it feels like to complete it. You see, I'm disciplining myself to not just go for the instant feeling, but I'm disciplining myself to go for the long-term feeling. In my eating, in my thinking, in the way I respond. I'm disciplining myself to go for long-term success. And in that, I'm seeing short-term gain. See, that's the contrary. A lot of times we go for short-term gain and we miss the long-term play. We go for short-term success and only get short-term success. Or we could play for long-term success and build the habits and the things that are necessary for short and long-term success. So, what you're walking through today, what your day is producing or giving to you today, is a result of your disciplines. Because you talk to one person and they're having a great day, you talk to another person and they're not having a great day. You can put both of those people in the same situation, same days, same exact everything, from the drive to their work or from the drive to wherever, and one person will see it one way and one person will see it another way. We are disciplined to see it a certain way. That's just the way that life is. And sometimes our disciplines are the things that hold us back from being able to do all that's inside us to do. We can be disciplined to think that we will never have enough. You can discipline yourself to think that. You can discipline yourself to believe that all men are this. You can discipline yourself to think all women are this. You can discipline yourself to think I'll never have. Or you can discipline yourself to think it will never happen. And what happens is, as you discipline yourself, what do I mean by discipline yourself? Decisions. Your disciplines are your decisions. What you say yes to, what you say no to. Do you go to bed on time? Yeah. Do you get up on time? That's a discipline. That's a decision. Every decision is making up your discipline. Every decision is making up your discipline. So there's some people we look at and we go, man, they're really disciplined. What we really should say is they make good decisions in this area. It can be in their finances. It can be in their health. It can be the way they raise their kids. It can be the way they respond to situations. It can be how they run their business, how they treat their employees. Those are decisions. Sometimes the decisions that we think, we need to make them ahead. Like, we need to discipline ourselves to think, all right, I'm about to run into this situation. My mentality tells me be afraid of what's next, because you don't know. You can be a little fearful, you can be anxious, you can be whatever. And there's also another way, if you're not opposed to thinking this way, that this can go well. You can discipline yourself to think this will go well for me. I'm right on the right place at the right time. I'm doing what I need to do at the right time. I'm going to meet whoever I need to meet at the right time. I'm going to say what I need to say at the right time. I'm going to living in the right time. And you can discipline yourself to think. There's a lot of great books out there that will help you. There's a lot of great podcasts out there like this one that will help you think in these kind of different perspectives. Because the way you think, as you think in your heart, so are you. So whatever is really you will come out in your disciplines. Okay, just like in sports, we always say this: you practice the way you, comment that down below. You practice the way you, and the way you practice is the way you, write that down in the comments below. Anybody that is, if you've done sports or if you've done in music or whatever, when you're training to do something, you have to practice the way you play. Practice the way you play. And you have to practice like you're about to play. And sometimes we don't recognize that the way we are practicing, the way we are disciplining ourselves, the decisions that we are making will not allow us to be successful in the moments we're going into. Okay, here's what I mean. So there's a certain speed, as I'm going back to my soccer coaching days, there's a certain speed that you have to practice with. There's a certain speed that you have to practice with. Because when you practice at that speed, with that velocity, You train your body, your emotions, your body, your emotions, your thoughts, your actions, your reflexes, how to respond to the moment. So that when you're in a game, they talk about you play off instinct. Yep. But if you don't give your body any instinct to go off, you'll revert back to what is common for you, what feels good for you. And that's why you see some players in the moment, we call it when they shrink. The moment was big, but they shrunk and hid from the moment. And it's obvious as a coach, you can see players, or you can even see people when the moment comes, who's prepared and who's unprepared. And it's not even based on talent. It's based on preparation, or let's put it again, on decisions, disciplines. So, the situations you're going to walk in today, have you practiced them at game speed? Okay, you're going into a meeting today. This could be with your child. This could be with a friend. This could be at a business. This could be even just going to a restaurant. You're going into a situation. Here's how you can prepare yourself. So, I know I'm going to have a difficult conversation. Think about what the conversation is. Okay, so I got to tell this person they need to step up their game and they need to play harder. Or I need to tell this person that they cannot continue to come in late to our company. That's not one of our standards. Or I got to tell my kid that the way he's treating his teacher is not the standards that we operate in our house. Or you know your thing. So this is how I'm learning how to do it. I try to see both sides. I see how it can go positively and I see how it can go negatively. And I let myself go positive and I let myself go negative. Here's why. Because then I've been in both moments. That's good. That's good for somebody that needs that. I've let myself be in both moments. So I close my eyes and I see, okay, I'm having this conversation with this person who's late. I see it going really well. They're like, hey, yes, sir. Thank you for telling me. What's going on is this, da 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 da. Okay, here's how we can fix it. Here's solutions, blah, blah, shake hands. Everything goes great. I also see, what do you mean? Why are you always picking on me? Da, 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 da. So once I've gone into those moments, I allow my body to feel the emotion of that. Yeah. Or this is just basically visualization. I allow myself to feel both moments. Now, when I go into it, I have a foresight to think, okay, if it goes well, cool. If it doesn't go well, maybe I need a second person in the room so that, they're there to, for accountability. They're there for maybe to give the other person a different perspective or even give me a different perspective in the moment. So prior to maybe the meeting, I'm reaching out to such and such, hey, Sam, I would like for you to be in this meeting. Would you be opposed to just being in there? Just listen. I don't need you to respond to any questions or any answers unless I ask you specifically. I want you to listen. And at the end, you can give me feedback. You can tell me what you saw, and then we'll be able to adjust as necessary. See, what I did was I disciplined myself to see both sides. So when I'm in the decision, I'm in the moment, I can operate at game speed because I've trained for both. So I visualized it. I saw it here. And I disciplined myself. So let's say you have to go into a big business meeting, okay? Or you need to make a tough decision. You have to decide, I'm going to send my kid to this school, or am I going to play for this team? Do I want to get a scholarship for this school? Do I want to go here? Do I want to go back to school? Do I want to get this car? Do I want to pay this bill off? Okay, so now let's discipline ourselves to think. Because if we can change the way you think, if we can adjust the way you think, if we can make small, like turn the dial moments in our head, in our mind, then we can change the big picture over time. So Now I know, okay, I want to make this decision. Okay. Ask yourself, how is this decision going to affect me? Let your body feel the emotion. Okay, I got to make this decision about this school for my kid. If he goes here, is that the best for him or her? If they stay where they are, where do I see them in the next blah blah positively? Where do I see them in the next blah blah negatively? How could this affect them? Yeah, visualization. That's our key today. You're disciplining yourself and you're practicing at game speed. Now, when we learn to discipline ourselves, see the moments, practice at game speed, what we're doing is when the moment happens, because it will, you are game ready. You are game ready. There's nothing like going into a situation and feeling like, oh, I've been here before. Or maybe, I don't know about you, maybe been in a meeting and you feel like, ooh, I'm really prepared for this. Not that you don't have to rely on, not that things don't happen outside of your control. That will happen. But you feel prepared. And prepared is a byproduct of preparation. See, when you put in preparation at the speed in which you need to have it operate, you feel prepared. And then you're able to be creative because your mind is not focused on the thing at hand. So, if you want to be more creative, check your preparation. That's the discipline. If you want to be more creative, check your preparation. Yeah. So, when we do these success talks, the topics are not just random. They might feel random, but I constantly try to stay open to God that He can speak to me, and I can write down little topics He'll tell me. Oh yeah, talk about this, and I write it down. And then I build on the topic and build on the topic and add the little details and add this and add the thoughts and add this and da da da. Then I get it edited so it looks nice. And then I get it edited so it makes sense so that the reader can read it. So that when I get on here, I'm just flowing off the topic because I've already prepared. It's already inside of me. You see what I mean? Once it's inside of me, yeah, it's just like sweat. I know it's a weird way to say it, but it's just the truth. It just comes out of me because it's already inside of me. And a lot of times we get into a situation unprepared, and the stuff we don't want that comes out because our body and our mind, our spirit reverts back to what we've disciplined ourselves for. And you may shrink down to the situation because I don't feel prepared. So I'm gonna and the question comes and you're like, as compared to I'm prepared. Even if something comes, it may come and change the topic or change this, and I have to flow pretty quickly. That's when I'm creative because I've already prepared. My mind is free. So your disciplines will show you the way. They'll show you the path. And what you're disciplining right now is the path that you're taking. So ask yourself this question. What am I disciplining myself in? What decisions am I making? And are those decisions, not decisions, are those decisions what you're willing to go down with? Yeah. Ask yourself, is that really? I gotta say this. So, I didn't know, and I have an amazing wife. Shout out to my wife, Lori. And I didn't know that I had disciplined myself when I feel afraid, when I feel like I'm out of control of a situation, I will snap in anger. That was a discipline I learned myself because if you act angry and tough, then people feel like they have to back up. Or it was a protection shield for me. I discipline myself to think like that. Something's out of your control. Respond in anger. Discipline. And I had to go to counseling, and I had to really ask the question of, after hearing my wife say that, like, why are you so upset? That was such a little thing. And I'll tell you a funny story. She'd be cool with me telling you. One day I'm walking into my house when we lived in Florida, and to get into our living room, you had to walk through like kind of a little alleyway where our laundry room was. And one day there was a basket there, and I was upset. Something little had set me off, or it was probably a bigger issue, but this was just the issue. And I kicked the laundry basket. One of those little short baskets that sits on the ground. I kicked it, and my wife just happened to be walking by. She looks at me and she goes, "You don't have to kick the laundry basket." Oh man. Yeah, at the time, that actually made me a little more mad. But after I went away and I thought about it, I had to ask myself, why am I upset? I'm having a great day. And I had to realize sometimes if you don't deal with something in the moment, or deal with something that actually upsets you or you felt afraid of, it doesn't go away. It just stays there. And it's like, hey, I'm going to sit here until dealt with. And if you're not careful, it'll add more stuff to it. It'll add friends. And before you know, you look up and you're popping off, you're snapping about stuff that you would not normally do. So, question for you today. What are you disciplining yourself in? And what disciplines do you need help adjusting in? What do you need help adjusting? What decisions can you reverse engineer and say, "Ooh, that's not something I'm proud of. I want to change in that area." All right. I feel like the Lord is asking me to pray for people, so I'm going to do that. Holy Spirit, Lord, I thank you. I thank you for the people that are taking the time to listen to this and to re-listen to this on live stream or podcast, Lord. We need help with our decisions and our disciplines. We want to set the example with our disciplines and our decisions, the way we think. So would you renew our minds? Lord, forgive us of moments where we've questioned in trying to do things our way. Renew our minds. If we need to go to counseling, help us to go to counseling. If we need to make the adjustments in our personal life, help us to make the adjustments in our personal life. If we need to forgive someone, let us forgive someone. We want to walk in the correct disciplines. Help us in these moments where we respond, or in a situation where we're like, where did that come from? Help us to reverse and engineer and see that this is a discipline. And Lord, we love you. Thank you. In Jesus' name. Well, well, well. Well, pursuers, I believe today is a pivotal day for you, where you are going to realize that the decisions and the disciplines that you have are developing you and taking you to where hopefully you want to go. Let's keep going. Let's keep pursuing. You're doing something special. So much special, I gotta shout you out. All right. So you can also go find my book, Successful, on Amazon. It is. You can go to Amazon. Not go to Anthony. You can go to Amazon and type in Anthony Randolph, RANDOLPH, and find Successful on Amazon. And I'll also post it in the comments and on this post. You can go to my link tree and find the books directly there. It will save you the hassle of going through Amazon. That being said, I believe that both of my books Also, Isaac Lattimore and the ASA. I have that right here in front of me. It is a great book for you. It's an easy read. Most of my books right now are easy reads because I want you to actually be able to apply and read the book. You don't feel like you're having to read like a textbook. I was never that kind of kid, just being honest. So I believe those books will bless your life and also the people that you share them with. So have a great day. I will talk to you later and I'll see you next time.